Hi there, it's Judith and Desjardins. I'm welcoming you into my kitchen today because this is a very auspicious time for me. Today is Halloween, October 31st, 2024, and the juice I'm going to be making today has a very special significance for me because I'm just on the eve of having another chapter in my journey with pancreatic cancer. I was diagnosed initially in October 2020 and had my initial distal pancreatectomy and removal of my spleen. At that time, was in the hospital 4 days for surgery, and then I came home to recover from that, and I took a month and a half to help my body recover from the surgery before I started chemotherapy with the drug Gemsar in 2021, January 4th. And I was on that chemotherapy, which was administered intravenously through my poor little veins in my arm. And that I found much more traumatic than the surgery itself. It was a foreign environment. My arms were frightened by one time having a thrombophlebitis. First round of that chemotherapy plummeted my immune system to almost nothing. I had to have some emergency shots to stimulate my bone marrow to release and produce more immune cells. So that was a pretty dramatic period of time for me. But I must say that when I completed those two types of treatment, plus treatment for the blood clots that I got in both lungs at the end of my chemotherapy, that required me to be on Eliquis for a year to clear those blood clots. But nonetheless, in that period of time, I remained free of any tumors for 33 months, and then developed a metastases to my liver, a very small tumor in the upper left segment of my liver, and we decided to do an ablation in June of 2023, which was successful for a year. I had no detectable tumors. And then we discovered that there was, I did have a dramatic rise in my CA19-9, which is a pancreatic cancer marker, probably in, I'm thinking July of 2024, and we scheduled a PET CT, which confirmed that there was a return of a liver small. Always, my tumors are always small, about 11 millimeters, but nonetheless a tumor adjacent to the one that had been ablated. And then they found another metastases in the abdominal wall. So we had in August of 2024, I had an ablation of the liver, a cryoablation of the abdominal wall. We hoped everything would go well with that, but within 2 months, or 3 months, the next PET CT revealed that there were more tiny tumors in the liver, and there were multiple very, very small livers in the abdominal cavity. They called them implants at that time because they're so small. So obviously, everything I was trying, surgery, first chemotherapy, ablation, second ablation, cryoablation, were not able to eliminate the cancer from my body. The whole time I was being treated in those 4 years, I did a massive holistic approach to helping my body heal and repair the gut microbiome after all those procedures. So I have been steadily juicing, run, walking, yoga, tai chi, approaches of calming myself mentally, dealing with my emotions, journaling, everything that I have been teaching and using with clients and myself and my husband when he had prostate cancer. I have been doing that the whole time. So when we found that those prior interventions were not working, and I've said many times that pancreatic cancer is extremely wily, like a coyote. It shifts, changes, hides, floats, then attacks new areas. It became obvious to me that I needed another medical intervention. And so I actually told my oncologist, who's been kindly supporting me with no oncology drugs for the last year, I finally said, I'm here to actually listen to what you have to say, and I truly know that my body needs extra help, so what can we do? And the juice that I am going to be making today is on the eve of starting another type of chemotherapy. I can't really pronounce the name. It's XELODA, something like Xeloda, which comes not administered in an oncology clinic, not through a pick or a port, but is actually in pill form. And looking at all the alternatives of how can I maintain quality of my life and take something strong to stop the spread and growth of these tumors that are in there, and to attack metastatic pancreas cells that are floating around my body, that I need to be on this new treatment. And this marks a real change for me because this is the first time I have initiated chemotherapy. I went along with it in the past because the tumor board said it would be an insurance policy, that the cancer never came back. Unfortunately, it did come back, but I had such an emotionally traumatic experience with the first type of chemo that when my oncologist said there's another way to do it at your home, you're going to take 2 pills in the morning after a meal, within 30 minutes after a meal, and you're going to take 2 at night after your meal. And you're going to do that for 14 days on. Then you're going to be off that medication for 7 days, and then we repeat those rounds to maintain clearance of this cancer in my body and to prevent future growth. How long I will be on this regimen, I really don't know. It will be determined by my scans, my blood work. This particular medication is not known to have a dramatic effect on the organs of the body or the blood in terms of the immune system, so that is a really good factor. It does come with some potential side effects, as any medication does. And at this point, I am just saying, God knows what's eventually going to happen to me. But at this point, I was accurate when I said in Santa Fe, end of 24 and into 2025, I am waging a war against pancreatic cancer. And so in honor of that war, I'm doing a massive preparation of a huge, healthy juice that I'm going to have. I'll take some today, but especially on Monday when I start this new round of chemotherapy at home with my therapy cat, Hopi, helping me. I'm going to be in my own home. No nurses, no picks and ports, no trauma that I had the first time, and I'm going to be channeling everything I know about holistic approach of treating cancer, body, mind, emotion, and spirit, while using chemotherapy, while getting acupuncture, and finding and exploring other ways to nurture my body through this system of growth and new learning. You can be sure that I will continue to make videos the whole way through this process. I will be posting different articles on the difficulty of paying for chemotherapy and hints on that. I will be sharing with you if I have side effects and how I'm going to treat that holistically. But I feel calm and secure and hopeful and optimistic that I can continue living a high quality of life while on treatment, while I'm waging my war on pancreatic cancer. And my great pleasure is to share whatever I learn, what new information, with cancer patients and their families around the world. We don't choose to have this experience, but I've always been an educator. I am a holistic psychotherapist for 50 years. I love learning. I depend on God to direct everything that I do. I am God's child. He has given me certain gifts, and it is my great joy and pleasure to share with the world anything that might be helpful for you. So, as I say, we are on the eve of a new chapter in the book of Living with Pancreatic Cancer. I send love and blessings, encouragement, faith, support to people all over the world. And I want you to see all the vegetables that I have prepped to go into this master juice. I have all these wonderful leafy greens. I have black chard, black kale. I have Swiss chard. I'm going to be using about this much ginger, fresh ginger root. And then I have prepped all of these organic, beautiful carrots and red beets and celery, cucumbers, apples. I'm going to make this wonderful juice that will support me from day one of starting this new round of chemotherapy. And I know beyond a doubt that it is going to sustain me and sustain my body to get the best out of the chemotherapy, but also to support my immune system. So this is actually a joyful day for me. I am happy that we've come up with a definitive plan, that I don't have to be frightened to death between scans when my CA19-9 is going up. This is something definite. This is something proactive. I do believe in many things in Western medicine, and I get to share it with the people around the world who have been following me, new people that will meet me. I am in my kitchen. I am in my healing environment. This is where I will be treated. This is where I will be healing myself and terminating the roving cancer stem cells. This is the place where I am visualizing that this chemotherapy will be like a stealth bomber floating through my blood vessels, silently creeping up on the cancer and shooting it, blasting it, destroying it. And then my juicing and all the other organic and anti-cancer methods that I'm using will be rushing in, doing mop-up, helping the new cells proliferate, the healthy cells, and washing out the dead cancer cells. So blessings to you. I'm excited for the next part of the journey. I'm happy to be alive, and I send love and blessings to you. Thank you.